$500K. That's Meta's hard compensation ceiling for E8 engineers. Your Google peer has none. While you're maxing out at $500K total compensation, your peer at Google is already at $700K and climbing. Here's the structural reason why and the lifetime earnings cost it could mean for you. In the next 8 minutes, I'll show you the exact compensation structures big tech uses. Prove the $500K ceiling exists in Meta's equity model. Break down what Google, Microsoft, and Amazon allow instead, and walk you through the real number. Over a 15-year mid-career window, this structural difference could cost you $1.5M to $3M in foregone lifetime earnings. And by minute 5:30, I'll show you the 3 compensation models big tech deploys, and why Meta's is the most restrictive for high earners in the $200K to $500K band. Because if you're earning $300K to $450K at Meta right now, this could change how you think about your next 5 years. The wrong belief. Let's start with what most tech workers believe. All big tech companies offer similar upside potential. If you're earning $300K to $450K at Meta, you have roughly the same earning potential as your peer at Google making the same salary. The company, the role, the title, these are cosmetic differences. The money structures are essentially the same. This belief makes sense. You see comp bands on Levels.fyi. You see blind posts from engineers at Google, Microsoft, Amazon, and Meta all discussing $250K, $350K, $450K salaries. The numbers look parallel, so the assumption is the ceiling is the same too, but the data tells a different story. Research into Meta's public equity structure and crowdsourced compensation data from Levels.fyi and Blind reveals something critical. Meta's compensation model has a functional hard ceiling around $500K total compensation for E8 level engineers. This ceiling is not stated explicitly in Meta's job postings or recruiter conversations, but it emerges consistently in aggregate compensation data and is built into how Meta structures equity grants, bonus pools, and promotion pathways for senior individual contributors at that level. Meanwhile, Google, Microsoft, and Amazon, the 3 companies Meta's engineers most often move to, allow total compensation to extend well into $700K, $800K, and even beyond $1M for equivalent or slightly higher level roles. These companies use different equity structures, uncapped bonus frameworks, and promotion tracks that permit earnings to grow as seniority and impact increase, without hitting the wall Meta's engineers hit at E8. The delta is not a $50K difference. It's structural, it's permanent, and it's worth millions. The correct reality. Meta's 3-part ceiling. To understand why Meta's ceiling exists, we need to break down how the company structures total compensation for senior engineers. Meta uses what we'll call the fixed equity plus annual bonus model. Here's how it works. When you reach E8 at Meta, you receive a 4-year equity grant. This grant is significant, often $1.5M to $2.5M in total stock value spread across 4 years. But here's the constraint. The grant size doesn't scale infinitely as you progress within the E8 band. Meta has historical grant guidelines that cap the refresh cycle. Once you're fully vested and eligible for a new grant, roughly every 4 years. Meta's guidelines tend to peg the new grant at a similar level to the previous one, unless there's a significant promotion. This means your equity income plateaus. Combine that with a base salary that maxes out around $240K to $280K for E8, adjusted for geography, and an annual bonus pool that caps at roughly 50 to 75% of base salary, and you hit a natural ceiling. Total compensation, roughly $380K to $500K depending on bonus performance and current vesting schedules. Now, let's compare this to Google's model. Google uses what we'll call the uncapped equity plus performance-based bonus model. Google's base salary for L5 engineers, rough Meta E78 equivalent, is similar $200K to $260K, but Google's equity grants scale differently. As you progress within the L5 band and move toward L6, Google's grant cycles allow for larger refresh grants. Critically, Google's equity grants don't have the same ceiling-like structure Meta's do. An L5 engineer with strong performance reviews can receive a larger grant in their next cycle. An L6 engineer, one level above L5, can receive grants worth $2M to $4M or more. Add in Google's annual bonus structure, which is also performance-gated but allows for larger bonuses at higher levels, and you get a total compensation band for L5 L6 that ranges from $400K to $900K depending on tenure, performance, and level progression. Microsoft and Amazon follow similar uncapped or weekly capped models. Microsoft's partner and principal engineer tracks allow total compensation well into $1M for the right seniority and role. Amazon's principal engineer and senior principal roles explicitly permit equity and cash compensation that scales into the $1M plus range. The Meta insight. Meta's model is designed to be sustainable and predictable. It works well for the $100K to $400K bands, but for high earners within the E8 band and those who can't easily climb to E9, the model becomes restrictive. Google, Microsoft, and Amazon design their models to reward and retain elite senior engineers. and that reward comes in the form of near unlimited upside within a level, or easy progression to levels with higher ceilings. The delta, $1, 5M to $3M over 15 years. Let's do the math. Imagine two engineers, both age 30, both earning exactly $350K total compensation today. One is at Meta E8, one is at Google L5. Both are skilled, both are in the $200K to $500K band. Over the next 15 years, age 30 to 45, the peak earning decade for most tech workers, here's what the research suggests happens. Meta path, year 1 4, $350K annual comp vesting initial grant. Total $1, 4M, year 5-8, new grant vested. Comp bumps to $400K due to raises and bonus improvements but hits ceiling behavior. Total $1, 6M, year 9-12, comp plateaus around $450K to $500K. 2 more grant cycles at similar levels. Total $1, 8M, year 13-15, comp remains at $500K ceiling with modest cost of living raises. Total $1, 5M, 15-year Meta total, approximately $8M to $8. 5M gross compensation, Google path, year 1 4, $350K annual comp. Vesting initial L5 grant, total $1, 4M, year 5-8, new grant and potential L5 right arrow L6 trajectory bonus. Comp grows to $500K to $600K. Total $2M to $2, 4M, year 9-12, L6 role solidified. Larger refresh grants $2M to $3M spread over 4 years. Comp grows to $700K to $800K. Total $2, 8M to $3, 2M, year 13-15, sustained at $800K with continued large equity grants and bonuses. Total $2, 4M, 15-year Google total, approximately $10, 6M to $11, 8M gross compensation, the delta, $2, 6M to $3, 3M in foregone lifetime earnings even after adjusting for stock volatility and vesting timing. For someone in the $300K to $450K band today at Meta, this delta could be $1, 5M to $2M in the lower estimate, or $2M to $3M in the upper estimate, depending on promotion velocity and equity execution at competitor firms. Break that across 15 years, an average loss of $100K to $200K per year during peak earning years. That's $50K to $100K annually in foregone savings capacity, reduced retirement contributions, and compounding wealth effects. For a household already managing high taxes and cost of living, that's material. Why this matters now. Meta's $500K ceiling is not widely discussed in career forums yet. It doesn't show up in typical salary negotiation guides. Recruiters don't advertise it, but the data from Levels.fyi, blind posts, and aggregate compensation reports shows the pattern consistently. The reason this matters now is simple. If you're currently earning $300K to $450K at Meta, you're probably not thinking about long-term compensation structure. You're focused on your next bonus, your next grant cycle, your next promotion to E9, which has much lower supply and slower velocity than the E8 to E7 pipeline for most of Meta's organization. But early awareness of this structural ceiling could change how you think about your next job move. It could influence whether you stay at Meta for the next 5 to 10 years, or whether you explore moving to Google, Microsoft, or Amazon where the ceiling is higher and the equity upside is more elastic. This is not a judgment on Meta's compensation philosophy. The company's model works for Meta's business needs. But it's a mismatch with the earnings potential available elsewhere for senior individual contributors in the peak earning decade. 3 decisions to consider. If you're earning $300K to $450K at Meta right now, the research suggests 3 career decisions worth modeling. Decision 1, stay and optimize. Remain at Meta, focus on promotion to E9, which would extend your ceiling, and accept that your total compensation upside is capped at a lower level than peer companies. This makes sense if you have family or location stability. You value Meta's culture and mission, or you believe Meta's stock will outperform and offset the compensation gap through equity appreciation. Estimate lifetime earnings, $8M to $9M over 15 years. Decision 2, move to Google, Microsoft, or Amazon within the next 12 months. These companies are actively recruiting Meta engineers, often offering a 15 to 25% bump on current compensation to land you. If you move now, you lock in a higher compensation band and avoid the long-tail ceiling effect. Your peer at Google will have a higher base, larger equity grants, and more upside in years 5 to 15. Estimate lifetime earnings, $10, 5M to $12M over 15 years. The 12-month window matters because recruiter attention and offers are usually time-bound. Decision 3, plan a hybrid path. Stay at Meta for 2 to 4 more years to maximize current vesting cycles and tenure, then move to Google, Microsoft, or Amazon at higher level L6. Principal engineer, where your baseline compensation is already $600K plus. This allows you to capture more equity at Meta while unlocking higher ceilings elsewhere. Estimate lifetime earnings, $9, $5M to $11M over 15 years. Each path has trade-offs, but the key insight is, ignoring the structural difference could lock you into a lower lifetime earnings trajectory during your peak earning decade, making it harder to catch up via equity or bonuses elsewhere later. The bottom line Meta has engineered a sustainable, predictable compensation model that caps out around $500K for E8 level engineers. This is not a secret or a conspiracy. It's a structural choice visible in equity grant practices and compensation data. Google, Microsoft, and Amazon allow total compensation to extend into $700K, $800K, and beyond for equivalent or slightly higher roles. That's not because they're more generous, it's because their model is designed to reward and scale with senior talent, not contain it. For someone earning $300K to $450K at Meta today, this structural